about Power BI, uh, the one question comes is like, why it's only Power BI that people are talking much about it, and why not about other data visualization tool? So first of all, let me make it very clear. Power BI is a data analysis and data visualization tool. So here actually, like other applications, we cannot store data, and or Power BI, the purpose of having Power BI is not to store or save your data. The basic purpose of using Power BI is to do the analysis on the data, whatever is available with you. That's number one. Number two, the data that you have analyzed. And obviously, if I'll give you a spreadsheet with like 10,000 line items or 20,000 line items, and I'll say that, okay, this is what I can, this is the inference that I can draw from this, or this is how the trend is, it will be very difficult for people to understand. And as some of you are working as manager, senior manager, or area manager and all, you have like n number of reports to look at. So if you have to go through all those sheets, it will be a mammoth task. That's why we use Power BI. Now, if we look at where the Power BI is standing, so I'm sure you must have heard about consulting company named as Gartner. So Gartner in 2022 prepared a report where they presented all the data visualization tools. And in this, you can see clearly that Microsoft is way ahead as compared to rest of the data visualization tools which are available in market. So that's why nowadays people are banking heavily on Power BI. And as we will progress in this session, you will appreciate it yourself that how easy Power BI is. And uh, it's like you hire a person, you train that person only to do data analysis. Sorry. And Power BI will remember each and every step, whatever you have done to the T. Next time, when you will give the same data, you will not have to ask the Power BI to do all those things again. It will do whatever you have told exactly the same. That's the beauty of Power BI. So let me do the expectation setting so it should not come as a surprise for you. In today's session, we will be talking more of basics about Power BI, and then we will have a follow-up session of like 3 to 4 hours, whatever the time frame would be required on Saturday. Okay. So today basically the objective of today's session is to give you a glimpse or let you know that what all things Power BI can do for you. Okay. Now,
Okay.
by the end of this session, what are the 5 things that you will be very clear about? The first one is you will be familiar with what Power BI is. That means how the screen of Power BI looks, what are the different parts of the screen or different sections of the Power BI screen, why it is used. We will talk about its features, we will talk about its uses. And if I have been sending you messages since yesterday to download the Power BI on your system, download couple of Excel files that I have shared with you so that you can practice with me as we will progress in the session. That will be the best way to um, uh, share the knowledge. Okay. And we will also have an overview of interactivity of graphs. So I will not spend much time in just doing the theoretical talking right now, trying to explain you what is the interactivity of the graph. I'll park this for later as we will progress in the session. You yourself will actually see how the interactivity of the graph works. So because you guys are professionals working, so I don't want to waste time in just talking and explaining the theory. Okay. So let's move further. So when you will open your Power BI application, when you will launch your Power BI application, this is the window that you will come across. Here, one thing I would like to clarify, that Power BI application is something which is constantly under evaluation. It is evolving every day. So if you have downloaded Power BI 6 months back, or you have installed your Power BI application 6 months back, at that point in time when you will open your application, the welcome message that you will come across, or how your screen will look like, that may be little bit different as compared to what you will see now. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the options, the icons that you can see here, that can again be different. Number three, very important, when we talk about these different visuals or these different types of graphs which are available for us, this will also keep on changing, because as they are getting the feedback from the market, the Power BI practitioners, they are developing new charts, new graphs, or new themes or new templates. And then what Microsoft is doing is, if somebody is sharing a new template or a new graph, they evaluate it at their end for the data security purpose and all. And if they find it useful, they will simply add it. So the Power BI is an application which is like in use for quite some time, but still it is evolving, and you will keep on finding changes. So keep a note of this, because I will have a surprise for you towards the end of this session. Being said that, as I told you, this is the very basic or very first screen of Power BI that you will see. Now, if we talk about the different sections or different parts of this screen, the topmost part is known as ribbon, and it is just absolutely same as any other application of Microsoft. The very top part is known as your menu bar, and you must be using it either in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, wherever. So, and you know it, whatever function you want to do. If you want to insert something, obviously we will go to the insert menu. Here we have a different menu called modeling, because this is for creating data models and all. If you want to change the view or something, you will go to view. Optimize is something which is specifically applicable for Power BI. So basically this upper part is known as menu bar, and right below the menu bar we have a area where you have all the icons related to that particular menu. So this area is known as ribbon. After ribbon, we have something called canvas. So canvas is the word basically taken from the artistic field. So those, if any one of you is interested in painting, or you know somebody who is very keen about painting, you know we have a white sheet or white board, and then it's all about your imagination. Whatever you want to draw, however you want to color, you can do and create a nice piece of artwork. Similarly, in Power BI, we have this functionality that using that boring black and white sheets of Excel or some any other application, maybe it is coming out of Oracle, maybe it is coming out of SQL, or maybe you are downloading some data from internet directly from wherever. The data tables are actually very boring. For a couple of days, if you are working with new data, you find it very good, you find it interesting, but after a period of time, that really becomes very daunting task to go through those black and white sheets. But here, using those black and white sheets, the data from those black and white sheets, and using these different visuals, you can create amazing dashboards. It's all about your imagination, your innovation, how well you can think, how well you can plan your data, how well you can analyze your data, how you can plan your dashboard, and you can create beautiful pictures. So basically, you use the canvas to tell the story using the visuals and the data that you have. After canvas, these are the three important panels on the right hand side of the screen. The first one is data panel. So this is the panel where you will see all the files or all the databases that you have attached to your report. As I told you earlier also, we will use the same Excel sheets or the same dump from SQL or Oracle or SAP from wherever you want the data. Whatever data is available for you to use to create your report or your dashboard, all those tables, all those files will appear here. So that's the data panel. So while preparing your dashboard, if you have at any juncture, if you have doubt that, okay, whether this file is available or not, or in that particular file, this particular column or this particular data point is available or not, everything you can check here in the data panel. That's first panel. The second panel is visualization panel. This visualization panel gives us all the available visuals that we can use, and using this same panel, once we have created a visual or we have created a graph, using the options available in this very panel, we can customize it. For example, if you created a graph and all the bars are coming as blue, you don't want all the bars to be blue. You want to give different colors to the bar depending on the on their score or on their value that particular bar is representing. You can change the colors of the bar. You want to change the background, you want to change the font, you want to change the font color, everything we will do using the visualization panel. Then comes the filter panel. So for example, in a particular file you have 10 different type of documents, okay, and you want to create a dashboard where you are presenting the data at document level. You can simply place the filter here basis the document type. So what will happen is the moment you will select one particular document type in this filter panel, all the graphs, all the visuals in the canvas area will get aligned to the applied filter. I'm just giving you a brief right now. As we will progress, we will practically do and see this. After panel comes the view model. So I had to actually focus on this and enlarge it, because if you go to the previous screen, you will see this is here on the left hand side corner and it's very small. That's why I have enlarged it here. So view model, in this we have got four different views. The first is your report view, where which actually shows the report or the dashboard that you have created. Then you have got the data mode. So here, as I told you, here in the data panel, you will only see the name of the files and the different columns available in that file or table, whatever you call it. How the data is actually looking like, how the numbers are being populated, what all values are there. If you want to have a quick look, you can have here in the data view model. But remember one thing, this is data view, okay, data view model, because these are view modes, right? So when we are in view mode, we can only see something, we cannot make any changes, and that is applicable for the the data view mode only. The third one is the relationship panel or the relationship view. So at times what happens is there are two, three different files which are interlinked or interrelated. So how those files are related or linked to each other, that's what we can view here, as well as if needed, we can create new relationships. And if we want to delete some relationship, we can delete that. The fourth and final one, again, this is very important, is the DEX or the calculation mode. So DEX or the calculation mode or this is the mode in which we actually do the calculation. And this DEX is actually the language which is used to do all the calculations or write all the commands in Power BI. And DEX, by the way, stands for Data Analysis Expression. That's the full form of DEX. Or it is the language in which we write commands for the Power BI. So now I will take a pause. I have explained you how the screen of Power BI looks like, what are the uses of different sections. So this is something what we are going to create. So when we will create this, we will, as we will progress and we will start creating this, we will find, we will use most of the functionalities that we have discussed so far. So as I told you that whenever you will open the Power BI, how the opening screen would look like, that may differ from screen to screen, okay? Depending on the version or the latest update that you are using to that you are using on your system as of now. So when I open Power BI on my machine, this is how it looks like, okay? So here you they have given some introduction how to do the Power BI, or if you already know from where you will get your data, you can use any of this icons to open that particular. You can go with that particular application from you where you will feed in the data. As of now, I'm not going to discuss one specific source from where we will take data. So we will start with a blank report. Okay. And this is, I would say, a recommended way to start your new report. So you can simply click on this blank report, and this is the screen that we just spoke about. Let me come to this. Here you can see right now, there is nothing. It is saying you don't have loaded any data yet. So get data. So the first and foremost thing we need to do is to upload data onto the file, onto the report, so that we can start preparing our dashboard, or we can start preparing our report. Now, to get the data, you have multiple options. The first option is you can directly click here on this get data. That is option number one. In today's session, we will use Excel file. So the second option, we can use it here, import data from Excel, or the third option is from here. So from all these three ways, you will reach to the same destination. So you can use any of the option that you want to use. So let's go to Excel workbook. Once you will click on that, it will show you the path, or it will uh, open up a location on your system. So what you need to do is just go to the appropriate location where you have saved the file, or the file that you want to use. Click on that file and click on open. The moment you will click on open, it will take couple of seconds to bring in that file. And once the file is again, still that data is not been uploaded. Remember this, okay? It has just fetched the data, and it will start showing you the options available here. Right now in the file named as participants.xls, we have only one table or one sheet. If we would have multiple sheets in the file, okay, then it would have given you list of all the different sheets or tables available in that file. We will select this table. The moment I will select the table, it will start showing me the data which is available in that particular table. Now here we have got three options at the bottom. First one is cancel. I don't think I need to explain this option. The moment you will click on this button, the process of uploading this data onto this data model will stop. The second option is transform data. When we use this transform data option, I know the data that is coming to me is not in a very good shape. Okay. uh, when I'm saying the data is not in a very good shape, what I mean is there are some blank rows, or there is some formatting issue, or there is some problem with the heading or something like that, and I want to basically clean my data before I upload it, or even before I start using that data. Then we will use the transform data option. uh, Remember this: no matter which application you are using to do the data analysis, if the quality of your data is that you are going to use for analysis or preparing any report is not good, your report will also not be good. That's 100% sure. So right now we are not going to do any transformation. That means we are not going to do any data cleansing. We will straightway go to the third option, that is load. So the moment I will click on load option, this entire still you can see here nothing is appearing, right? The moment I will click on load, this data will get transferred to this Power BI session, and that data will start appearing here. So just for reference purpose, see, we have got invoice date, sales, cost, customer, location. These are some of the headings: sales manager, salesman, customer type, product, so on and so forth. Okay. So these are some of the information which is available in this table. Let's go ahead and click on load. So again, it will take couple of seconds depending on two things. Number one, what is the quantity of data? What is the volume of data that we are going to use? And secondly, what is the speed of your system? So now you can see here all the fields which were available in the file are appearing here. But here, remember one thing. Let me open that file, the base file that we are using here. So here you see invoice date is the first column. Then we have got sales, cost, customer, location, so on and so forth. But here, when we look at the columns here, by default, Power BI arranges these columns in alphabetic order. So there are few fields against which we have a symbol of submission, and there are few fields against which we don't have anything, right? So right. Whenever you will see a field where you have a symbol of submission, that means it is a numeric value, and you can use this field for doing some kind of calculation. Then here is another icon. Okay. This is somewhat looking like a calculator or a calendar, but this is actually the calendar symbol. So whenever you have a calendar symbol in front of a particular field, that means it is a date field. And notice one more thing: in front of this date field, we have this arrow also. So if you will click on this, it will show you the date hierarchy. Okay. By date hierarchy, what we mean is, if you want, so you want to prepare your report on quarterly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis, or daily basis, we can use this functionality. So it will be easy. You need not to do too many calculations that, okay, um, uh, which quarter is this, uh, or which month is this. All those calculations Power BI will take care of. So this is something what I wanted especially to highlight for you to understand. Just to understand your data better. So now we have the data, and let me see what is that we need to create. So the first thing that we want to do is uh, create total sales. Okay. So to calculate the total sales, what we will do is we will use the card visual, because here what we are doing is we are just reporting out a number, right? So the question is very simple: what is our total sales? This is our total sales. That's what we want to present here. No trend analysis, no nothing of that sort we need. So we simply need to report out a number. So we will use the card graphics. Whenever you want to add any graphics, what you need to do is, or any visual, what you need to do is simply click on that particular card. So here you can see this is also a card graphic and this is also a card graphic. So you can use either of this. This new card graphic has some additional features. So for the time being, we will use the old card graphic. Now, sorry, not the graphic. Sorry, I used the wrong term. Card visual. Once you have entered the, selected the visual, now we need to enter, add values to it. And here we will go, we can see here fields, add data fields here. This is where we will drag. So what is that we want to um, present here? The sales. So what you can do is you can do it two ways. One, just put a tick box, check mark here, and your number will get populated. The second thing that you can do is you can click on this, drag and drop. Then also you will get the same result. Now, I'm not liking the color of this. I want to change the color of this. Remember, I told you once you have created a visual, if you want to do any kind of customization using the visualization pen only, we will do the customization. So the first part talks about the data. You need to figure out that in this visual what data you want to use. Okay, once you have selected the data, then we will go to the second option, that is format your visual. Here we will go, and here you can see all the different options available, all the changes that you want to do. So in the interest of time, I will just make some particular changes, not all the changes. Like category label, I want to turn it off. This is gone. I want to bring it back. I can just click on it. It will come back. Here it is saying sum of sales. I want to change this. I don't want to name it as sum of sales. I want to term it as total sales. I will just double click here. The field will become editable, and after making whatever changes I want, I will simply press enter, and you can see the sum of sales has changed to total sales. But remember one thing, whatever changes we are making here, it is actually not impacting my source data, right? The sales is still sales. Though we have changed it to total sales, it here the name of the field has not changed. Now again, I will go back here. Call out value is color is black. I want to change the color to say purple. It has changed. I want to increase the size. The size has increased. I want to bold it. I want to italicize it. I want to underline it. Whatever I want to change, whatever change I want to do, I can do those changes. Now, here again, title on off. Right now, the title basically works with the bar charts and all. So title is not applicable here. So even if you keep it on or off, it will make no difference. Then we go to effect background. So right now the background of this card is white. You want to change the background. Let's change it to light blue. So the background has changed, right? This is a very simple visual that we are using. And just keep a note of this. I will share one more shortcut or one more trick with you about how to uh, make the customization. Right now, this is absolutely a square, right?
Yeah.
So for that, again, we will go to the format. Visual border rounded corners, okay? As I told you that this is a simple visual and here we don't have much of the options, okay? But when we will use some complex visuals, there will be lot many options. So the one way of finding the options is, let me close this out. You will go to journal, then you will see so many properties are there, right? So at times it really becomes very difficult to remember that where I will find what, right? So if you are not able to find the particular property that you are looking for or the particular property on which you want to work, the best way is go to this search and start typing. So what we want to do, we want to change the corners. So first we will on this, and then from here we can adjust. Now we will bring it back here, and then you can just simply drag, drop whatever you want, and you can adjust the shape or size of the uh, visuals as you want. Now, the second visual that we want to create is for total cost and net profit. Okay. So total cost and this net profit are also same. So what we will do is, rather than creating it from the scratch, I have created this one visual, I have formatted it, and I want to use the same format. What I will do is I will simply copy this and I will paste it. So I have created a duplicate. Okay. So we need to select this visual only. What I will do is I will simply uncheck the sales and I will select the cost and double click sum of cost. I will replace it by total cost. Press enter. My cost has also come. Now we need to find out the countries, in how many countries we are doing the sales. Okay. You will say it's very simple. Just copy this, right? And paste it. And from here, find the country. Oops, we have a problem here. We have something called location, right? We don't have country or city, correct? What to do? Now the transform data will come into picture. What we will do is we will go to transform data and we will select option transform data. Now my data is available for making any changes, any corrections that I want to do. Okay. Here I can do whatever changes I want to do in the data. So here we have location. Okay. And the location contains the name of the city and the country. Right. So what we will have to do is we will have to insert a new column. So what we will do is we will select the column where we want to make the changes. So in our case, it is the location column. We will go to split column. Then we will, these are the options using which we can define that how we want to split this column. So here we can see we cannot use numbers that, okay, first 3 characters should be here or 5 characters should be here, right? Because we have name and we cannot constantly say that, okay, only the first 3 alphabets would represent the city or the last 3 alphabets would represent the country. But we can clearly see that the city name is separated by the country name with the help of a comma. So what we will do is split column, delimiter, and in delimiter by default comma is selected. Okay. We don't need to make any changes. We will simply click on OK. And you see here, the city name and the country name are separated. Location 1, location 2. So let's change their name to city, country. Now here you can see applied steps, right? So as I told you, Power BI will do exactly the same. Whatever steps you will explain, it will follow each and every step. So all these steps are getting recorded. So next time when we will just add more data, these same steps Power BI will carry out at its own. Oh my God, we did a mistake. We never wanted to rename the column.
Yes.
We never wanted to change. Okay. So what I can simply do is I will undo it. Right. So see the location one, location two has come back, right? Because we told it, we told the system that we don't want to change the name of the columns, but actually we wanted to do it, right? I just did that to explain you the concept, how you can even reverse the changes that you have made. Now it is done. So now in order to apply these changes, what we will do is we will go to close and apply, the option which is available right at the right hand top corner. And the moment you will click on this drop down arrow, you will see three options. One is close, one is apply, one is close and apply. And how these are different. If you will, if we will come out of this data transformation screen by clicking on close, what will happen is it will close and we will be back to our report view. And whatever changes we have done, nothing will get applied. If we will click on apply, the changes will get saved and we will still remain on this same screen. So we can do more changes if needed. But we are satisfied that no, whatever changes we want to do, we have done the changes and we want to go back. So in this case, what we will do is we will use option close and apply. So when we will use this option close and apply, whatever changes we have done, it will take couple of minutes and your changes are done. So here you can see earlier cost was my first field. Now that cost field has come down to second number, city has come as first and country has got third. And the location column has already gone from here. Correct?
Yes.
So now you will say that, okay, I just want to find the number of countries. So what I can do is I can simply remove this total cost and bring the country and it should give me the result, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I've removed the cost and I've brought the country. Instead of giving me the count of country, it is giving me the name of the country. Correct?
Yeah.
Why? It's not a number, so it cannot do any calculation, right?
Yeah.
And what it did is, as it is an alphabetic value, so it cannot do the calculations. That's the first reason. The second reason is why it is showing me Bahrain, because the first entry in that particular column is of Bahrain. If it would have been some other country, that country would have come here. So now how to solve this? Here you can see we have a drop down button, right? This one.
Yeah.
We will click on this and clicking on this will give us couple of options. Remove field, rename the for visual. We don't know this first. If I select last and then let's see what happens. UAE is the last country. Okay. The, uh, the other option is count and count distinct. If I give count, it is giving me the total number of rows. Still, it is not giving me the actual
Country.
count, right? Obviously, we
Yeah.
cannot have 17,000 plus countries, right?
Mm.
What we say is recognized, unrecognized. There are like not more than 250 countries in the world. And here it is showing me 7,000. It is again incorrect. We will use count distinct. Then it will give me exactly how many unique number of countries is there in my list, which is 6.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I will use the same one to do for the cities. So this time you guys know, right, what to do. Remove the country, bring in the city and select distinct count. So number of cities is 15. Right now we are not using any slicer. See this filter thing is absolutely blank.
Okay. Okay.
We have not used right now. See, till the time we don't apply. Okay, let me show you that also. Let me bring the country here. Okay. Right now, we have not selected anything, right? All these are blank, right? So
Right.
whatever calculation, whatever data we can see here, okay, this is basis the whole data that we are using.
The
Now,
total
for
count
example,
of each and every
yes.
column. Okay. Okay.
Now, from this filter, let's select India. See, the sales has changed. The total cost has changed. Number of country, obviously we have selected for one country has changed, and the count of city has come down to 6. Correct? Now, if I
Yes.
uncheck this, again, the entire data is considered. Now let's go to UAE. So when we go to UAE, again, my sales, total cost, uh, count of country, count of city, everything has changed. So sales by customer type. Okay. So let's bring this graph here. Where is my customer type? This is my customer type and this is my sales. So here we have created the graph by customer
Yeah.
type. This graph we have created, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Now let's go with this graph. That is sales by subcategory. Do I have subcategory somewhere here? No, I don't have, right? In
Right.
this, okay, let's go to the transform data. There we can find it more. I have invoice date, I have sales, I have cost, I have customer, city, country, sales manager, salesman, customer type, product. I don't have anything called subcategory or the product subcategory, right?
Yes.
What to do now? Okay. For that, we will have to use one more file. And that file is this product file. We have this file. This has got also one table that is product, and I will simply load it. Okay. Uh, Now in this file, guys, please pay attention closely because this is very important thing. Now here, you can see there are green bars, right?
Yes.
You can see these green bars, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right below to the heading, correct? For these three columns, that is product, product name and margin percent, the line is complete and it is showing. And when you will hover over, when you will put the cursor of mouse, it will say 100% valid, 0% error, 0 empty, correct?
Yes. Right.
Okay, let's go back here. What it is saying? Valid is 20%, there is no error, and 80% of the rows are blank. Correct? If we go to this, here it is showing that only there are two valid entries. 10% is there, 0% error, 18 entries basically. There are total 20 line items and 90% of the data is empty. Okay. So whenever you are in data transformation mode, when you see that these graphs are not complete, these bars are not complete, it is not 100% green. That means there is some error in that particular column and you need to remove that error. Okay. And again, the way of removing that error can be different. Okay, maybe you completely want to remove that is a erroneous entry, you want to delete that entry, you want to delete that column, that's absolutely fine. That entirely depends on you and the data set that you are using. But don't proceed to use that particular table or that particular data set if all these bars are not 100% correct. Otherwise, at a later stage, at one point or the other, you will definitely get stuck. Okay. Now, here we have some null values. Null values means these are blank. We want to fill this up. One way, the old way is go back to the original Excel file, fill it up, and then reload the data. But Power BI, and this you will have to do every time whenever you will use this file, right? This is not a smart way. What we will do is we will go to transform data and then we will go to fill option. Okay.
Okay.
And then just see what we want to do. In all these columns, we want to fill the value as water. In this, we want to fill still water, sparkling water, flavored water, and coolers. This is what the definition is, right? What we are
Yes.
saying is all this falls in the category of still water. All these items falls in the category of sparkling water. All these fall in the category of flavored water. So we want to fill it downward. So what we will do is fill down. This column is done. We will select the next column, fill down. This column is also done. Now this error is completed, and why this is still showing? It should not. It should not show. Everything is filled. Maybe it's doing some calculation. Let it be. Now we will go back to home, close and apply. So these changes as done. Let's go.
Yes.
Now you can see all the bars are absolutely green. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. We can simply close this because we have not made any changes. So we can come out. So this is report view, what we have already discussed. This is table view. So here, uh, as I told you, you can just look at the data of the table, right? Whatever tables we are using, you can simply look at that data. The third one I told you was model view. Okay. So in model view, the relationships are created. So here, by default, what Power BI will do is whenever you are using two or more than two tables, it will try to find out the common headings. And depending on that common headings, it will create a relationship. So we have a field named as product in the transaction file or the first file that we have used. And we in the second file or the second table named as product, we have a column known as product. So these two columns are common in both the tables. So the Power BI has already created this relationship for us. Okay. As I told you, you don't want this relationship. This is an erroneous relationship which has got created. You can simply select the relationship and click on delete. It will ask you, boss, you really want to delete it? Yes, I'm 110% sure I want to delete it. It's gone. Okay. Oops, I did a mistake. I actually wanted to have this relationship. So to create the relationship, it's very simple. Just select the item and drop it with which you want to create a relationship. It will ask you from the product table to the transaction table. It is one to many or single. Just click on save and it is done. Why I have created this? Let's go back to this. And now we want to create this chart, right? Sales by subcategory. So what I will do is I will use the pie chart. Oops. Let me remove it. We will play around with the pie chart in a bigger area. So we have selected the pie chart. What we want subcategory. Yeah. Okay. Now here you can see that there are some items still which is coming as blank because that is for coolers. So what we will do is we will use uh, this here in the field and we so this is how uh, I will select all and I will remove just blanks and coolers and my chart is ready absolutely like what we have here. So this is how you can use the filter and for formatting this we can we can go back to the same and now we want to position the legend here at the bottom rather than having it on the side. So as what I told you, uh, legend you can type start formatting here it should come by journal legend. So where you want to position it, I want to position it bottom center. It has changed. These are the values. If you here in values, you can see we have both the what you call the value as well as the percentage. So if you want to change, you can change that as well. So either you want to show the value or you want to show the percentage, whatever you want. Accordingly, you can make the changes. If you want to uh, title, I told you this is here. You can close the title. Here the title was not working because it was not applicable. Then header icons, if you want, you can close it. Tooltips, you want to close it, open it. You can play around with whatever you want and you can create your dashboards. So we have come to an end of this session. We have spent 1 hour. Any questions? I hope, first of all, before you ask me any question, I have a question for you. Have you found this session helpful or it was just like any other introductory session? So here observe one thing. There are few fields against which you have a